We believe in building relationships, treating people with respect, and we take real pride in helping people build their own brands. We create, we design, we print, and we promote. We laugh, we enjoy. We are friends and family. We are thankful for your trust and the opportunity to build with you. We are modern, we are knowledgeable, and we are inspired. We are growing. Contact your local Minuteman Press today to say hello and see how we can help your business. Together, let's build our relationship.
Good evening. Welcome to Tiki Hut Central. I'm Ken Rose, your host, and we're going to have a lot of ground to cover tonight. We also have Miss Lisa. She's behind the scenes over on the laptop over there. Say hi to Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Lisa?
Hello, hello.
And to my left here, I've got Corey Marshall. We're going to be discussing business tonight. We're going to be discussing Corey's musical career. We're going to be discussing marketing, and we're actually going to open up the show with an ice cold beer as usual. So allow me to pass out some beer.
That sounds like a great plan.
Tonight we've got Cigar City Lager. Picked these up from Sherry down at Sud Saloon, Montrose Street Market. We're going to bust this open, give a quick taste.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you already went? See, you screwed up already. Cheers. Good show tonight.
Yeah, you're going to get used to it. I screw up quite a bit.
All right. Oh, that's ice cold too. Before we get started tonight, just a little bit of laundry. Hey, you may have caught the start of the show, and we had a little advertisement. We now have a media kit. You're able to go online. You'll be able to see the media kit in the next couple days. If you'd like to advertise on the show, you can. We've got some swag. I've got some hats that are sitting out of my reach. Again, I was expecting to have them in my reach. I do not. Oh, but hang on. The producer. We've got some great Tiki Hut Central swag hats coming out soon.
Can I try it on?
Yeah, you can try it on. Sure. You can even keep it because we have like a dozen of them. Make sure it fits your big head.
I think that one's the small one.
There you go.
We have a bigger one.
It is a little tight.
All right.
Yeah, we have a bigger
We have a big one for the big hair. And we've got some 16-ounce full-color pint glasses because after all, we are talking about beer. So you like that? All right.
It's a good show already.
See that? A good show already. And we haven't even started drinking yet. Like I said, I've got Corey Marshall here next to me. Corey, say hi to everybody.
What's going on, everybody? Just having fun with Mr. Ken and Lisa. It's going to be a fun time.
Should be good stuff tonight. Corey, some of you may have seen live playing around town. He plays locally in local bars here. He plays up in Mount Dora. He plays wherever somebody's willing to pay him to play.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Unless, of course, you're a friend of his like I am, and I was able to coerce him into playing for free. Actually, a set of business cards. But
yeah, we just have fun doing it. I feel human doing it, really.
Absolutely. It was a good time. It was a chamber event. Corey's involved with a lot of different marketing programs, sites and boat clubs and things like that. So as you can see tonight, we've got our We Love Claremont logo behind us. If you want to follow Corey on Facebook, you can go to We Love Claremont. It is you'll find everything Claremont right there. Corey, tell us a little bit about We Love Claremont and what it's about and why you've got that site rolling.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for setting it up that way. I mean, so We Love Claremont really is just a self-expressed organic brand that helps the city showcase everything in the city, really. There's so much beauty in Claremont. I mean, you all live in Claremont. We live in Claremont. It's where we play. It's where we hang out. It's where we do business. It's where we, bring our kids to school. But there's such beauty in the city. So for me, I just wanted a brand that could showcase the city in a way that was a bit more all-inclusive to all businesses, to all brands, to all agents, to anybody and anybody that would want to understand what it means to live in Claremont.
Well, there you go. Now, if I remember correctly, there's also people can subscribe. They can build their brand through We Love Claremont, right? Don't you have like a tiered advertising program or something like that you can maybe tell the viewers a little bit about how that works and how they can get their brand out there and into the city?
Yeah, I mean, small businesses need help and support. And a lot of times, especially when you're talking about marketing costs, whether it be a small business, a medium-sized business, or even a large business, budgets have scaled back. Everybody's trying to pivot and understand how to sell and market online while trying to get a good amount of value, but doing it in a way where you can get it in one place for an extraordinary value. So instead of spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for things like Facebook ads, social media, websites, it's really just an affordable business model where you can actually pay a membership rather than drop $5,000 on a website. Pretty cool. Yeah, man.
So they can just go down to your website and check it out, or they can reach you directly. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Yeah. So for We Love Claremont, it's loveclaremont.com. And my direct number is 407-664-9818. And that's one of the many things that I do.
Cool. So there you go. So there's another way to market your business. Because again, as much as we love beer and music, it's also a business show. We want to showcase businesses and get businesses locally promoted around town. I think that's a big deal. And additionally, now Corey was born on an island, believe it or not, a tropical island called Rhode Island. If I'm correct, it's very tropical there, is it not?
I'm so glad that I don't live in Rhode Island right now because it's not so tropical. But sometimes in the summer it's nice.
Well, one of the joys about living on an island or near water is most of us, myself included, I grew up in a little fishing village of Port Jefferson Station on Long Island, and
I never knew that about you.
It's a fishing village. Village. And so Corey loves the water. I love the water. And one of the things Corey does that most of you may not know is Corey works with Carefree Boat Club. Tell us about Carefree Boat Club, because I know people talk about it sporadically. They say, hey, you can rent a boat, you can do this, but I don't think they know where to reach out to or what it's really about.
Sure. Well, let me just set this up, Ken. I mean, I'm really a merman.
Well, okay. Well,
that's really where this is going.
Gotcha.
Musical merman.
That's his secret.
Yeah, but I mean,
does that mean you sing better underwater than underwater?
Actually, yes.
Because I mean,
find out. Yeah.
I mean, my voice in the shower is impeccable. I mean,
really?
It's like a mix between Barbra Streisand and Lionel Richie, and it's phenomenal in the shower.
Really interesting coupling. Barbra Streisand and did you say Lionel Richie?
Lionel Richie. Wow. Very sexy yet sophisticated.
Like? I want to do that right now, actually.
Anyway, back to Carefree Boat Club.
Right. Well, yeah. So I am a man.
Way to keep us on target. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, at the core, I'm a marketer, and I love to do marketing, and I love to showcase businesses. A lot of the relationship with the boat club came from We Love Claremont. It was a local business in my backyard. Before COVID hit, I was working for like a Fortune 500 company, and I was on a plane 4 weeks out of the month. Never saw my kids, never around, but I was doing sales and marketing and conference speaking at a pretty high level for the plastic surgery space. And when the conference industry changed, I wasn't traveling as much. Conferences declined. I was a boat club member on the water just all the time. And they approached me and said, hey, why don't you be a membership director with us since things are changing for you? So it folded in really nicely. And I was able to just jump on board and be of value and add value. So the boat club is essentially boating without owning. You don't have to fix it, maintain it, clean it, do anything just other than hop on, have a good time, and not deal with the headaches of, owning a boat like all my family did in Rhode Island.
Right.
It's the last thing on planet Earth I want to do is own a boat.
Oh, damn straight. That's it's a hole that you dump money into, I guess, something like that. That's what they say. I
think owning a boat would be nice once in a.
It's funny the location of that place. I go way back.
Really?
As a kid, every weekend we used to boat there at Cypress Cove.
That is so cool.
We'd go across the rickety bridge and swim over in the little swimming area.
And have you been to the new marina project yet? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
You all have to go. Well, I'll take you for a beer next time at the Cypress Cove on me.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you know all about boats, right? You've been on like every kind of boat.
Oh, yeah.
Fishing boats and center consoles. And,
yep.
Right. Yep. You still like boating?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
I got a little burnout, but it's all right. It's all right.
See, I've got 4 sons, and my older 2, they want to drive and be with their girlfriends.
Sure.
My younger 2 are still, want to hang out with dad and go boating. So we get out all the time.
Yeah.
It's fun. If you ever want to tour, I can tour anybody, take you out in the water.
Cool.
Have some fun.
So what does that cost? If somebody wanted to have a boat on a monthly basis.
Gee, I feel like a salesman on this show.
Well, because the show it says biz. It's about biz.
I like it.
Business. So
yeah,
it's an opportunity to get your brand out there and tell people more about it. So how does one go about joining a boat club? What Give us a rundown.
A quick little run.
Sure. Just a little.
Yeah, the
2-minute
size
plug.
nugget version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the value is it's unlimited boating without owning. We take care of everything, and then the price is simple. It's either $289 a month or $349 a month.
Wow. Okay.
2 packages. There's a setup fee. There's no annual fee. It's just one-time setup fee.
Oh, okay.
We're doing a discount right now. We can always help you with that. But if you wanted more information, come and talk to me. The last thing I'd want to do is throw out prices to y'all
Sure.
rather than talk about the value. So just give me a ring. I'd love to set it up with you. It's a one-time setup fee. It ranges anywhere from like $4,000 to $5,000,
Nice.
depending on what kind of program you do. And it's one time.
And you can always get a boat, especially
get a
during
boat.
the week. You want to go out fish. You want to
Yeah.
water ski. You want to.
Are there different types of boats you can get?
Yeah. So they range from center console, 18-foot, which you're very familiar with, an 18-foot center console. We've got 8 boats at the Claremont location. We've got 4 to 5 at the Crystal River. We've got 3 at the Cape Canaveral that we just opened.
Wow.
And we're actually
Crystal River
opening-
sounds fun. We may roll
yeah.
over there.
Crystal River is cool. It's a straight
Yeah.
shot out right to the
Yeah.
Gulf. And
Been there a couple times. So.
have you been scalloping? There, dude.
Once,
Oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
So fun. We do an annual scalloping event, which is a ton of fun.
Mhm.
And then we're just opening the Mount Dora chain,
Nice.
the Lake Harris location,
Ah, nice.
which will be our 4th that the Carefree ownership here owns.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I love, like I said, I want to be a merman when I grow up. So I'm getting closer and closer as the podcast goes on, really.
Well, I actually have a good Crystal River story. It was a few years back, and I had my 20-foot boat and put it in Crystal River for the first time, and didn't realize you could go out into the Gulf. So not only did I not realize that, but of course the day that I put it in Crystal River, it was 4th of July.
Oh, it's super.
So of course it was like a freeway
Yeah.
just going in and out. I thought we were going to sink. I was expecting these glassy springs, 75 degrees. You can
Man,
relax.
calling it-
And it was like a damn freeway, like I-4, but with boats.
Because
And-
once you get through that canal and it opens up,
Craziness.
people haul butt.
It
And
really is.
And everybody's
It's-
drinking. So it's not like I-4 where everyone's moving in the same direction. They're going in multiple directions,
yeah.
cutting you off. Scared to death. I almost had to throw a life jacket on. I don't know. So anyway, that's my Crystal River boating story.
Yeah, try Cape Canaveral. Cape Canaveral is like next to SpaceX
Yeah.
with the National Guard on the water zone.
So there you go. So you want to get a boat out on the water, reach out to Corey. He'll hook you up. He'll take you out in the boat. Whatever he does, I don't know
now
what he
your
does.
website, you said, is called loveclaremont.com.
Yeah, so for We Love Claremont, it's actually Love Claremont. That's the domain for the small business support.
Okay.
And then the Carefree Boat Club is carefreeboats.com. Real simple, really
All
easy.
right.
You can check out the locations. Yeah, I'm a merman.
Hmm.
I do a bunch of different things. I'm an entrepreneur, really, that has a heart for marketing.
There's
and
that word.
passion and just build. I like to dig in the dirt. I've always loved to dig in the dirt and stack Legos regularly.
Well, Lisa's laughing because
He can't say
I
that
keep
word.
trying to say that word, and I'm like,
Digging
just business
He
owner.
says
No,
an entrepreneur and
entrepreneur and
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. I don't know what the hell it is. It's really irrelevant. It's just business person.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's a guy that just builds up companies and helps
Right.
them.
But now I understand that you do other types of marketing for different types of businesses. So is that social media marketing? Is that direct marketing? What else do you do? Because I've heard
Yeah.
you're doing some stuff for Graffiti Junction, maybe some other things. So what other things do you do that somebody can reach out to you for
Yep.
if they want to promote their business?
Yeah, so I work with about 10 to 20 companies right now, from mid-size to small. And essentially, our core services are built around the basics of digital footprint,
Okay.
which is website, basic website. Nobody ever again on planet Earth should ever have to pay more than $1,000 for a website ever again.
Right.
It's gone. Those days are gone because the last place that someone searches for you and finds you is not on your website.
Right.
It's going to be on all these micro moments. It's going to be on podcasts. It's going to be on review sources. It's going to be on YouTube, Facebook, these micro moments that exist that you have to push them to your site. And if they go to your site, you actually want them to give them your information. And they should call you and you should book business and you should do a deal. So we do websites that are lead generating. And then we also provide organic social media so that never, ever again should a business have to completely depend on paid ads, because paid ads are like eating a Snickers bar. When you eat the Snickers bar, the sugar high goes up and then it crashes and then you have to do it again for another event. And it's a bit of a disingenuous narrative.
Right.
So we help to build an organic narrative through website and social media content that's constant, consistent, and built for the longevity of the brand.
nice.
Yeah, that's about it.
But of course, if you'd like to pay to advertise, we have a media kit just came out with all kinds of different levels of sponsorships. You can have a running ad, much like you saw Minuteman Press ran a commercial at the front of the show. You can advertise the front of the show, the middle of the show, or the end of the show. So you can reach out to us, Tiki Hut Central, thepodcast.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on our website. You can find us on Anchor Anchor FM. If you like the show, you want to contribute to the show, you can do that too. Whatever keeps us rolling, because we do have to be able to buy beer for the show, and every little bit that we get from our viewers is great.
Just to clarify, I don't downplay paid advertising by any means. There's a place for
Well, there
it.
you go.
There's a place for it. Absolutely a place, and it's absolutely necessary in the wild west of social marketing.
Excellent. Well, that really covers our business segment. So you can find Corey, like you said, you can find him on Facebook, loveclaremont.com, all kinds of places. But more importantly, and the meat and potatoes of what Corey does is music.
You think that's the meat and potatoes of Corey?
Yeah, it's a little salad dressing. I don't know what the hell goes on.
I like that.
Yeah,
Salad dressing's better.
you never know what you get when you go see Corey perform. It's either Corey by himself begging people to play with him.
Yeah,
it's a duo. It's a trio. It's an orchestra. It's whoever's available for Corey that can at least play an instrument halfway decent and help make a bigger sound. So I'm going to talk to Corey a little bit about music. I've got a bunch of questions that I want to ask him.
Cool.
I've got some questions, some surprise questions as well, because we had a lot of fun with that.
Where's the real sexy Corey
last
Marshall
episode.
background?
The real sexy Corey Marshall has left the building.
Right.
So we're going to start with when and why did you start playing?
So I was 13. Actually, I picked up a saxophone, was my first instrument.
Oh,
Nice.
a very sexy instrument.
I guess.
If you played that now, you'd have girls knocking at your
I did
door.
not make it look sexy because I had like really fluffy hair and I had headgear that I had to wear.
Oh gosh.
It kind of felt like this, but it didn't sound as nice.
Right. Well, yeah.
But my first instrument was 13, so I don't want to skip ahead. But my granddad was a musician, so he bought me my first saxophone, and he owned a music store and was a big country musician. And so I kind of grew up in the family.
Sweet. So that was another question later.
Yeah.
So you have a history of family playing music.
Yeah.
So you started with the saxophone and then picked up the guitar. Mm-hmm. So everybody learned everybody remembers the first song that they learned on their guitar. And I was talking to Michael Ruffin here last week, and I mentioned the first song I learned was "You're 16" by Ringo Starr, which
Nice.
at my age now, you can't sing "You're 16, You're Beautiful in Your Mind" because then I'll be behind bars. And but that was the first song I learned on guitar. What was your first song you learned on guitar?
It was actually Led Zeppelin, "Stairway to Heaven," that little line.
Oh God.
And to this day, I can probably play it, but it's been a while. That's like one of those songs where I listened
Mm-hmm.
and I played it and just caught on. So for me, I don't read, like most musicians that we hang out with probably in Claremont, we don't read. I just listen. I can listen to any song and just play it.
Do you know Paul McCartney doesn't know how to read music, and he's worth over $1 billion.
That's
So
insane.
go figure that. He can't
crazy.
read music. So that's
Fun
pretty
fact.
fun fact.
That's pretty cool. That's why you do what you do, man.
Yeah. Now, have you ever broken the law and played "Stairway to Heaven" in a music store?
Like on the movie.
Right. What was the movie?
That movie.
Oh, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's
Says
World.
no stairway to heaven.
No
like
stairway to
all
heaven.
over the
No.
music store.
Never done that.
Well, you got to break the
I
law
need
once to do that.
Well, that almost came across as two questions where I was like, did I ever break the law? And I played.
Well, no. It could be two separate questions.
Right.
I mean, did you break the law?
Should I tell
Yeah,
them
yeah.
on the podcast? I'm like,
Who the hell knows? Next thing you know, the cops are showing up at the door.
that might be a different show.
Oh, yeah. I think that is the show, Cops, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
What famous musicians do you admire?
Man, it's all over. I really love soul. If I had my choice, I wouldn't be playing like the cover, variety of like the acoustic-y, rock ballad stuff.
Mhm.
I'd be doing Al Green.
Al Green,
I love Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
I love Earth, Wind, and Fire and Motown. So I'm
Nice.
The joke is, when I was 15, I was always called Tyrone because I wanted to be black.
Wow.
Yeah, just throwing that out there.
So for those of
I
you,
love everything soul.
so for those of you ladies watching the show this evening,
I can't believe I'm saying that on the
Corey can play sax. He loves the saxophone. He can play guitar, and he loves soul,
I just-
which is the music of love.
Absolutely
Sam
love.
Cooke, Al Green, Luther Vandross,
I mean,
blah blah
Luther
blah.
Vandross is good. So
You
Brian
know,
McKnight,
Barry White,
Brian McKnight, one of my favorites.
Brian
Oh, yeah.
McKnight. There you go. So you want a romantic evening with a great guy?
Wait.
You have to go through the interview process. You have to come on the show
Is this
first.
love connection or is this
Guidelines, by the
We're,
way.
we're gonna
central?
we'll interview but prospective dates first on the show,
Yeah.
and then we'll do an evaluation when we're done.
Maybe we need an episode of all of our single friends.
Oh gosh.
Have a love connection.
Oh yeah, that's all we need. And we'll have little dividers blocking their view so they can't see what they look like. They can only hear them.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. So,
Oh wait, that was like
Actually
the
a good
dating.
idea, yeah.
What was that dating?
that was the dating game.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
dating game. Yeah. Anyway, most memorable show. You've performed a lot of shows. What show stands out as your most favorite show that you really enjoyed?
Oh man, such a great question. It's not a big show. It's not a big band setting or a trio or a big crowd. It's actually the Frog and Monkey in Mount Dora. Place is electric. People connect. It's intimate. I love that intimate setting. It's just when people engage and they give back that energy is everything for me, because I'm an all right musician. I don't claim to be anything special, but when people engage, I love that so much.
Sure.
And everybody says that, but I feed off of it to the point where I'd rather stop playing. And I feel it too. Like if people aren't connected and they're not like with me, I don't even feel like I'm there. And sometimes I say it and I'll shoot myself in the foot because I'll feel it so much where I'm like, I just want people to connect. I just want to feel this as a human process, because I actually picked music up again when I was about 30.
Wow.
And because when my granddad died, I put it down at like 18 because I just don't want to do it.
Sure.
It hurt too much. So picked it back up around 1920, fumbling around, but actually said to myself, if I turn 40 and I'm not playing out in any capacity, I'd hate my life.
Well, now you're playing out all the time.
I want to feel human. Yeah. And something that turned into just a desire to just have fun.
Right.
Turned into something that was I don't want to call it a business because I still fight that off like the plague. It just turned into something that was just a passion that took its own shape.
Awesome. Yeah, I know playing out live, it's really not a business because nobody ever wants to pay. They think that, you ask for $100 and you're overpaid. You're just singing and playing. And
listen,
there's so much legwork just to get
it's a business.
Loaded, unloaded, set up, the whole deal.
I love that though.
So.
It's decompressing to me. Wrapping up chords,
Sure. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Woo!
Love it. Lifting the equipment, get my leg work out.
It's the best way to pick people to join your band. See how they pack up their cables. If they just throw them in a box, that's not the guy for the band.
Exactly.
You want a guy that rolls them up neatly, puts them away, organized, so on and so forth. Not anal about it, but just somewhat organized.
You know.
I know. First album you ever bought? And was it an album?
That's such a great question too. So I grew up in the worst musical era ever. I was born in 1979. That it was the explosion of one-hit wonders, man.
Ooh.
So I just recently forcing myself. So I had a guy give me a music collection on a 2 terabyte hard drive. It has 200,000 songs, and I'm forcing myself to listen to albums again because we don't in my generation. It was like one song, like, oh, that song was cool, but what about the rest? So that I think that discipline in music is gone, and I think we need it back.
First album for you?
Because I can't tell you. That's my point. I can't tell you an album that I listened to. Oh, Jodeci. Entire work was the entire CD was Jodeci.
What's yours?
Gosh. Well, my sister had the albums back then.
Was it Debbie Gibson?
No, she had Grease and she had Thriller. So it was probably one of those.
Everybody had Thriller.
Yeah.
Because it's Thriller and Hotel California that keep you bouncing back and forth for the number one album.
That's a good one.
Although so is Saturday Night Fever. But anyway, jumping off.
Wait, what was yours? So yours was
first album I bought. First album that I bought was "Endless Summer" by the Beach Boys.
Ooh,
that was the first album.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
first of all, the Beach Boys are like in that lane of both of soul, but like chill vibe.
My lane was completely screwed up because it was the Beach Boys and it was Black Sabbath and Kiss and Aerosmith and Zeppelin.
It's funny though that you bring that up
and all of that.
Like back when I was little, like I said, my sister had like full albums of Grease and Thriller.
Yeah.
And by the time I got into music, it was like Debbie Gibson, Madonna, but I only bought the singles. So I showed him, I have a stack of single records.
Yeah.
One of them is True Blue by Madonna, but
That's
I didn't have any
vinyl,
actual big albums. I had the singles. So I had one song and then some random song on the back.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's something about that era, I guess.
It was. The 70s was all about expression and
this was 80s, but
60s, 70s, right? I mean, they did a work. They were on drugs. They just blasted out songs and the expression in the moment to create these big works where music and business emerged together, and they wanted to create a packaged product that could hit and go.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's how it was in the 70s. You had albums. You bought albums. That's the only way you could buy music. I mean, you could buy 45s, but really the only 45s you could buy primarily were top 40 hits. It was hard to find a rock band that put out 45s. Sure. It was very rare.
I mean, how about Morgan Wallen? Didn't he just put out like a whole work that was like 30 plus songs in one work?
Was that the guy that?
I'm sure it's Morgan. No, I'm the worst guy to ask in terms of country music, but
he got in trouble.
Oh, that was the guy that got in trouble because he got a little rowdy.
Yeah.
And said some bad words.
Yeah.
And the crazy
anyway,
the crazy thing, it's the joke around town is that I don't play a ton of country. You know, I'll play the hot buttons like the Chris Stapleton, the Tennessee Whiskey, the Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
Right. But my granddad was a country musician. He played with Willie Nelson and Eric Clapton as a lap steel guitar player, and he traveled the country. So everyone's like, Corey Marshall sounds like a country musician. Why don't you just go down that lane? I don't have that desire.
Well, you know what happened when Chris Stapleton did Tennessee Whiskey, when he first did it, I think the first time I saw him do it, it was with Justin Timberlake live.
Which was cool, actually.
And I was like, man, that's such a great song. You know, and myself, like many other people, didn't realize that it was done originally by somebody else.
Yeah, it's a cover.
Now I'm sick of that damn song. I hate hearing
Wagon
it.
Wheel.
The most
Wagon Wheel. I hate
song in the
hearing. I mean, it's just whacked out.
But to the point of connection, people connect to that
People
song.
connect.
What's
They love
the song
it.
that you hate when you go somewhere and it's overplayed? And you hear it?
I love the song, but I hate doing it because there's almost such an expectation that I have to sing the song all the time. And to your point, it's like I'm so sick of it at this point.
Right.
Sugar by Maroon 5.
Oh,
I
yeah.
cannot escape. Oh, and Third Eye Blind, Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. It's the
yeah.
Sure.
I can't put that song down. No one will let me, and I'm trying to. So
Well, if you play at the retirement homes, they won't even answer for that stuff. So there you go. There you go. Hey,
that's perfect.
first band T-shirt or first concert you ever went to?
Oh, why do you have to ask that question?
Well, hopefully it wasn't somebody
Mine
really.
was Debbie Gibson.
It's so embarrassing. It was Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, funny.
Wow.
So
Oh my gosh.
My grandmother won tickets to a Billy Cyrus concert in Warren,
Right.
Rhode Island, and I ended up going there to make her happy.
Hey, he was quite the entertainer.
That mullet.
Oh,
Living a
I
dream.
kind of have that now.
You're getting a mullet happening there
But,
too.
Mullets are coming back.
Well, they say as your mullet grows, your country music repertoire will grow also. So that'd be pretty wild.
I'm going to shave my head after this episode. It's gone.
Too much. So there's no sense in asking you if you perform in public because we know that you do. Where can everybody usually find you, and what's the best way to find out where you're playing next, and so that they can come see you? Because I know you're all over Lake County.
Yeah. So
What do you got coming up?
I'm all over the place. In terms of music, I'm actually playing less from March to August.
Oh,
Yeah, just because of the busy season with the boat club. But you can find me on Corey Marshall. That's my music name. Corey Marshall Facebook page. Really, really simple. I'll post a weekly schedule of where I'm at next. I'm actually playing at the Cove Bar this weekend. Cool spot. Boats pull up. Waterfront. Chill. That's where I want to live.
and they have food. Do they have food there now?
They have
or they have food trucks coming in?
Yeah, it's beer and wine. But it's such a cool, chill spot. It's the only bar on Lake Minnehaha.
Right.
Whereas you've got Mineola and you've got the Tiki
Right.
Bar and you've got Lilies on the Lake. So they're going to crush the
Cove Bar.
summer. And that's kind of where I want to be so I
yeah.
can focus on the water. And
How's seating there? Is it like quite a bit of
It's small.
seating, or it's
It's small.
tight? So.
It's tight. It's intimate. It's quick in and out.
But if
boats-
people know
boats
you and
pull
they
up
say, "Hey,
everywhere.
Corey, we're coming to the show," can you hook them up with a
With a
table,
boat ride? Oh, with a
table or
He's
chair?
all about getting a table early.
I mean, it's such a communal. It's really a communal venue. So
Gotcha.
And this weekend boats will be there, so it's going to be a thing where you're going to be standing up. You can grab a table. That's cool.
Right.
But boats everywhere, people hanging out.
Right.
You know, wear a bikini if you want to, or wear your Speedo, Ken, if you really need.
Speedo. See, I can wear a Speedo as well. But you know what? See, unfortunately, on the show, you can't see the table that we're at. But this is a table that you could take to the Cove Bar because this is
Oh yeah, this is a cool.
this is our surfboard table, and when we do our live feeds on location, you'll see the table. You may be able to see it from Corey's phone, but it's kind of hard to see. But anyway, that's another story.
and it has a bite out of it. It looks like a shark bit it.
Yeah, shark bit it or something like that.
I love this place, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Huh? Pretty state of the art. When performing, how do you handle mistakes? Do you play through them? Do you hope nobody noticed them? I mean, my fear is always forgetting lyrics. I'm always like, was that the first verse, second? How do you handle those?
I mean, I don't
mistakes?
make mistakes, Ken.
Oh, well, there you go. See, there you go.
No, I'm totally joking. So, I mean, I sometimes because of the connection point of view, where I would rather in a joking way or in an underplaying way, which almost seems to come across negative to the band, address it like the elephant in the room. Like, oh man, did you hear that? I mean, which my band will get on me. They're like,
Right.
Don't do that because they don't know.
Well, Corey, true story. Corey actually did that to me. We were playing last week at a chamber event, and
Which is so much fun, by the way, man.
yeah, it was a blast. And we're doing Margaritaville.
Yep.
And so I start singing the whole chorus. He's like, no, you have to sing the whole chorus. I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So here we are live. But anyway,
I mean,
totally fun.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to answer the question, but I'm trying to get better at just going through, which I don't make it awkward where I start playing, but I don't want a break in the connection to where if I know someone notices that I made a little blip or our band did, I can make a joke about it maybe.
Right.
But I'm getting better at just rolling through.
Well, like I've said before, when I talk to other musicians, really the only people that ever notice that you make a mistake are other musicians.
Sure.
what kind of guitar is that? What kind of strings are on there? Boy, I don't know if that's in the right key or, the same old BS that everybody gives you, oh, your sound wasn't right and this and that.
Yeah, no, it's
most of those guys don't play anywhere. They just, they play in their bedrooms, with their
professional
in their mother's
critics,
house,
professional critics.
Professional critics. So, that's that. You ever get nervous prior to a performance? How do you get psyched to do that first song?
Dude, I can remember when I was 13 years old, I played a talent show at a church. It's always funny how, every musician has some kind of a thing at a church. I had zero nerves.
Really?
Not one.
Were you?
And I still don't get it. I look back and I go, because I didn't really play guitar great. I mean, G, C, D, E chords, right?
Sure.
It's fine. And I played.
With that, you can start a whole band. A minor, GF, you got AC/DC all the way.
Pretty much.
So.
But yeah, I don't remember once having a single nerve singing or playing music ever.
Really? That's pretty damn good. Because I know when I get up on stage, to get through the first song is the toughest. And then it's a matter of, finding the lane because, as you know, when you perform as a soloist, you can really go anywhere within your repertoire of songs, where with a band, you have a set list. So you kind of try to read the audience and see where you're going.
Yeah, I can't explain it, man. I think it's just something that was just there. Even public speaking, I never had a fear of it. You always hear that the greatest fear in the world is public speaking, which I totally get, but I've never, ever struggled with it.
Yeah, I don't mind public speaking. I can just roll, and that could be I'm talking to 3 people or 3,000. It doesn't bother me. I just roll.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to find what you're comfortable talking about. You just can't. You're shy. Yeah, you're shy, but not when you're sitting in this chair and when we're doing the show. Then you're living it up here.
I'm getting used to it.
It's different. It's odd.
I mean, building up the craft and getting better at it.
Sure.
But I was I never had this I was just so excited to connect with people.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, again, I just feed off of it. I love it and I want to keep doing it.
What advice would you give beginners starting out?
Musically, or anyway?
Musically, somebody's been playing in for their family, and it's funny because most family members don't know that their child or spouse plays music. They play it when nobody's around. So how do you tell that person to come out and don't be shy?
Well, from that standpoint, I can't control how people feel or not, but I in terms of music and sticking with it, I would just say, don't just fall in love with it. And if you fall in love with it, just stay with it, because, when you really, truly love something, it never goes away. And if you really want to do it, you won't treat it as just something to attain to get somewhere else, or treat it like a business. Like if you love it, you'll just do it. And it's a part of you. It's not something that's in a separate entity outside of you. It's something that happens within you, and you can't remove it. You can't shake it. And it'll form itself in other places of life. So just stick with it, fall in love with it, play by yourself, practice, get better at your craft. Don't let fear crush out the thing that you love, because the thing that you love will completely destroy fear.
There you go. So great advice. Appreciate it. That's fantastic. If you could join any band, alive or dead, well, any band of all time, what band would you join?
All right, I'll give you 3.
Okay.
One of them is Rush.
Okay.
Love them.
But they're Canadian, so
totally fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
We didn't have any context or prerequisites.
Oh, okay. All right. So Rush. Okay.
Yeah. Right. I
phenomenal musicians.
Muse.
I'm not really familiar with stuff Muse does.
I want to take Bill Bellamy's job. Like if I could be Bill Bellamy, I would want to be Bill Bellamy. If I could take anybody else's job, it would be Jimmy Fallon. He's cool.
Jimmy Fallon.
Or Justin Timberlake. He's cool too.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
And the third one, Maroon 5. I think they just got a cool vibe.
Maroon 5.
It's rocky, it's pop, it's punky, it's attitude-ish.
It's a little bit of everything.
I love Maroon 5.
He's a crooner,
Yeah.
I'd love to see them in concert.
I've seen them like 4 times. They're fun.
Wow.
I have more of a boy crush on Adam Levine than the girl that I took, so that was a problem.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a problem when you forget who you took because you're staring at Adam Levine.
Yeah, it was kind of nice.
Cool. A question that we segued into last week that I decided to add to our musical guest segment just because it's a great question. So you get a phone call, from a band's manager,
okay,
and they're going to pay you a lot of money to join this band,
mm-hmm.
but you have to have a stage name. And the band that you are going to be joining are the Spice Girls.
Ooh.
So what would be your Spice name?
my spice alternate ego personality name.
Yep.
Michael Ruffins was Cuddly Spice.
Cuddly Spice.
Ken, I came up with Snorri Spice.
Those are all cute, kind of like the dwarfs, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna go with Sexy Spice.
Sexy Spice. Wow. Saxophone, sexy spice, soul music. Ladies.
Just going.
Ladies. Here he goes. He's in that lane. And that's what we'll
We have to start a list of anybody who's on our show of their spice names.
With a Scoville level of like 1,000 to 2,000.
On that note, I've got 2 more questions for Corey. Then he's going to play a couple of tunes for everybody. If you could turn back the clock and go back in time, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Ooh. I would absolutely tell myself to not lose the center of who I am to someone or something else. Because there's so many things that are going to grab you, pull you, whether it be relationships, what you think you should do, but really discovering who you are and doing years of work in that, at least until 25. Nobody trains you or teaches you for who you actually are and how that relates to other people, because typically people just go run and they grab and they attach to other people to try and find identity in others, or what they get from other people, especially musicians, which is the worst. They look for validation in thousands of different ways. And if they're not careful, they get fed from outside things first, rather than understanding who they are inside. So having a sense of self that's established, like you know who you are, know what you're about, and it flexes, it changes. I'm 41. I'm still figuring myself out. I want to be a merman, for crying out loud.
Right.
But
I'm still figuring shit out right now. I'm like, who the hell I want to be today?
Just not letting anything.
Adam Levine may love that idea. Having a merman join his band.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Merman Spice. Ooh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mer Spice.
So yeah, not letting anything ruin your center and just being, who you are and discovering that and taking time.
Good advice. Good advice. Which brings us to the next ethereal question.
Ooh, that's a good word.
Is it a good? Well, it's better than
entrepreneur.
That's a great word.
He can at least say.
I love that word. It sounds great.
So somebody's going to give you a billboard. What would you put on that billboard that you could reach? People seeing it every day. What?
Like a quote,
inspirational quote. What
has
what
nothing
would
to
you
do
put
with
on?
Sexy Spice?
No, well, it could, but Sexy Spice. Cole, what was your number again?
Yeah, billboard
for a good time.
Call for a good time.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. Well, a motivational quote is the direction we're going in.
Yeah,
on my billboard.
It's not really a trick question.
No, it's just I'm such a branding guy. Right, I'll overthink it to the point I can't just throw that out there, because once I throw it out there, then it's stamped with me.
Okay.
So could I have time to answer that on the next show, maybe?
Yeah, we'll get you back on the next show. Just answer that question and to see how the dating feed comes through after this show.
Yeah,
so we can keep you quite busy.
Sexy Spice. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
There you go. Here you go. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Which that I get that. I mean, I think there's a lot said in that stupid ass quote, because
it's deep. I mean, it's deep.
Well, it is deep, because so many people never say how they feel.
Yeah.
They hide their feelings. They don't say what they mean to say. And maybe that's really tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I don't know.
So many people overthink what other people think that they should want, and they don't know how to define who they are and then actually say what they want, because they feel guilty about saying it, because it's based on other people's perspective. It's not based on, I want that. And it's actually okay to say what you want and go get it and mess it up and screw it up and maybe even change it. So it's okay. It's not selfish. Sometimes it can be if you're not careful. But I think if you really define what you want and define who you are, you should be able to go get it without feeling bad.
I think that's great advice from Corey.
There's this billboard.
Well, there's the billboard, and in your local church, synagogue, mosque, this weekend they're going to play these Spice Girls. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want, because after all, that's what we all want. Let's not
go on the church theme direction.
Okay, we're off the church theme.
I'll get kicked off somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. We're going to take a minute. We're going to let Corey set up. He's going to play us a couple of tunes towards the end of the show here. So just give us a second. We're going to set him up, and we'll reverse the camera around and get cooking here.
Cool. Do I need headphones?
You don't need headphones. So if you want to get up and.
Well,
gee, now I feel like I have to play like the Spice Girls. The 2 songs of 2020.
Yeah. Lisa will bring over the mic. The guitar cord is hanging up in the upper corner there. You can plug in there. And then.
do you want both both mics on?
Yeah, because last time we had him sing through one mic and then play through the other, and we wound up getting great vocals.
Yes, that's good.
On the back of the orange amp behind you there, you will find a rocker switch, a black rocker switch towards your side. And if you turn that on, the amp will come on.
Is it on the top or the back?
Okay, and just check your sound there real quick. And we're moving the.
Or just, oh yeah.
There you go. You can see yourself. And do you need your iPad, tablet, or are you good?
No, man.
All right, give us a couple songs. Okay, everybody, here's Corey Marshall live at Tiki Hut Central tonight. So check it out. Here we go.
Yeah. First one's by Chris Stapleton. I think it's a good 2021 song, Starting Over.
Well, the world won't sound like a welcome mat to a better place, the ones we're at. 'Cause I ain't got no kind of plans. 'Cause I've had all this time that I can stand. 'Cause I got friends upon the coast. 'Cause we can jump in the water and see what flows. I've been saving for a rainy day. Let's beat the storm and be on our way. Let's do it, don't matter to me. Wherever we are is where I wanna be. And honey, for once in our lives, take our chances and roll the dice. 'Cause I may be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover. We're starting over. We're starting over. 'Cause well, this might not be an easy time. But there's a rivers to cross, hills to climb. Some days we might fall apart, and some nights might feel cold and dark. 'Cause nobody wins, afraid of losing. 'Cause then the hard roads are the ones we're choosing. Though some days we'll look back and smile, and we'll say that it was worth every mile. 'Cause do it, don't matter to me. Wherever we are is where I wanna be. And honey, for once in our lives, take our chances and roll the dice. 'Cause I may be your lucky penny, but you can be my four-leaf clover. We're starting over. We're starting over. 'Cause it don't matter to me. Wherever we are is where I wanna be. And but honey, for once in our lives, take our chances and roll the dice. Though I may be your lucky penny, but you can be my four-leaf clover. We're starting over. We're starting over. We're starting over. We're starting over.
starting over.
Sounds great.
Right.
Yeah. So this next, it's the official song of 2021 is Rocket Man. I wish it was called Merman, but it's actually called Rocket Man by Elton John. My rendition of it. Here we go. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 9 a.m. and I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my life, 'cause it's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me gonna get to find. I'm not the man to think I am at all. No, no, no. So I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out the fuse up here. Yes, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Yeah. Ooh. This Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. Oh, in fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them. There's no if you did. All the science I don't understand, 'cause it's just my job 5 days a week. A rocket man, yeah. There's no rocket man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me gonna get to find. I'm not the man to think I am at all. Oh no, no, no. 'Cause I'm a merman. Oh, rocket man, burning out a fuse of hair alone. Yes, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Oh, yes, I think it's gonna be a long, long time. It's my Merman song.
Very good.
Woo, give it up, everybody, for Corey Marshall. You can see him live all over the damn place. Find him on Facebook. You can find him probably at the Frog and Monkey in Mount Dora, Graffiti Junction. You name it, that's where he is. And we'll be back here in actually 2 weeks. We're taking a week off for St. Patrick's Day. And we'll be back in, like I said, in 2 weeks. We'll do another show. We'll get another business person up here to talk about what they do best. Remember, you can find us all over social media. Tiki Hut Central, the podcast.com, or website, Facebook. Look us up. We'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and have a great rest of the week.